Well, I'm going to make a little video about how to start off bird watching if that's what you really want to do with your life. It's something that once you start doing, if you really actually like it, you can't stop. So you see birds everywhere, you hear them everywhere, then you start playing that game. Two ways you can do that. One, you can just like check off everything you see and hear, or you can actually take some time, get to know the birds that are around you, get to watch them and actually enjoy them a little bit more slowly. And there's nothing wrong with either of them. I actually prefer the second one, although I will definitely go and try to see things that really don't belong in an area. I'll get into that. One of the first things you need to understand is bird watching is not just watching. So if you can hear right now on this video, I don't know how well you can hear the birds around me. There's a warbling vireo in the background. There's Canada geese. And I would actually recommend if you just kind of start by, you close your eyes. And, well, when you close your eyes, you miss what's flying above you. Like there's mourning dove right now. Not exciting. And a grackle. I mean, everything's exciting if you've never seen them before. But anyway, red-winged blackbird is calling. So a lot of it really should be about just listening and observing. And you really have to get used to the listening part more than anything else. There's an app out there that can help you in the beginning. There's a couple of them. I like Merlin from Cornell Laboratory of Ornithology. I'm looking around to see what I see. If I can get something really cool on camera, that'd be good. But, so you can try that to start off. Note, none of them are 100% effective in any way. So if you get something that really doesn't belong in your area, double check. It's possible. There's always a chance. All right, so I'm here early in the morning. I actually recommend going out even earlier than this. Dawn chorus. It's the best time. Everything will be singing. And the good thing about when it's singing is you could also find it listening. I hear goldfinch going potato chip. If you could hear it. It's flying somewhere. I don't see it, but if I wanted to, I follow the sound. Like I hear that warbling vireo, do. That is somewhere in that tree up there. And I know it because I can hear it. So you see things moving around more, they're waking up. This is that time of day. And some things, obviously, you're not gonna hear calling all the time. Like there was a downy woodpecker that went over my head. Didn't make any noise. It did right now. So recommend coming out very early. The other thing is if you get a chance, look, there could be birds anywhere, but if you get a chance, go somewhere that has a variety of habitat types. Like this place is a small little park. It just happens to be really close to my job. So there's that. But also it does have some water, has a stream in that direction. You can't really see much besides the little, we would call it a riparian buffer zone, but really it's just trees that left over after they built the park. But anyway, variety of habitats means you get different kinds of birds. Some birds like water, like that warbling vireo that's calling really does tend to be found more near water. And if you know these things, it does help you anticipate what you might or might not see. Now, I would also say keep an open mind, but especially in the beginning, if you find something out of place, very much double check and look for the field marks that exist that would distinguish between what you think you see and what you more likely saw. Don't discount what you think you saw, but make sure you can absolutely rule out what is more likely. Sometimes there's a reporting service, if you want to call it that, called eBird, and you'll see things on eBird that obviously don't belong and would be very difficult to believe at first. I saw ostriches listed in New Jersey, and I quickly realized if you look at the checklist, it's really all birds from like Southern Africa. So someone just picked the wrong location. I've seen people who are just starting off saying red-winged blackbirds are tricolored blackbirds most likely, and you can tell by the way they wrote it they weren't sure, and that I appreciate. But that's okay. But that's just starting off. So you really want to say, hey, wait a minute, what really lives here? It might look like that. And also realize the pictures you see are really the best pictures they could possibly, in the field guides, the best pictures they could possibly take. So sometimes read the description, see what the similar birds are, see what how to differentiate between them, and you can definitely hear the warbling vireo now a little bit more clearly anyway. And the red-winged blackbird, it's 2 warbling vireos. And there's other things, but they're higher up and you really can't see them on this, so let's not do that. Anyway, just real quick, there's no way I'm getting that video. All right, so have a good pair of binoculars. Be aware of what you really see and what you didn't see. Let's go back to that story really quickly. I also saw someone put a red-flanked bluetail, never even heard of that, in New Jersey. And I was like, I looked at the picture and I was like, oh, wait a minute. The picture of a red-flanked bluetail. And the first thing I thought is somebody's misidentifying a female bluebird. And then I looked at what they actually had there, and it was a red-flanked bluetail. So sometimes, even if it's someone you don't know, like a name you're not familiar with, or someone you may not entirely believe, or like a sighting that just makes no sense, sometimes it's actually right. Don't discount everyone or even yourself. Just verify and make sure. So that wasn't my point. Again, my point was be careful. So again, go somewhere with a lot of different habitat types would be useful, especially if you're just starting out. We'll talk about shorebirds another time. That's a pretty good way to start out in a way. Ducks and shorebirds, and at least you don't have to step on an ear of corn. Yum. Breakfast. I mean, no. So at least you don't have to battle through the trees, because a lot of the birds you're going to see, especially this time of year, that's the other thing you need to worry about, what time of year it is, are going to be pretty high up. This is May, getting towards mid-May. And there's still a lot of warblers around. Don't seem to be a lot of warblers here this morning, though. That's one thing I was hoping to see this morning, but not too many. I've seen a couple. I don't hear them, which I'm not pointing out things I don't hear so much. But be aware. Be aware of the time of year. Pick it out if you can. There's always something to see, but think about where they are at what time of year. I think we'll end it at that point for today.